All right, folks, Scott Bradlee here with some more director's commentary, and this one happens to be one of our most recognizable early postmodern jukebox video. It is our 60s girl group version of Burn by Ellie Goulding. This was back when I was living in Queens, and we had never toured before. It was the early days of Postmodern Jukebox, and our chief vocal talent was, from left to right, Christina Gotti, Robin Adele Anderson, and Ashley Stroud. And all of them were fantastically talented and very unique, so I wanted to find a way to put them all together in a group video. So I settled on the song Burn by Ellie Goulding, and just like pulling apart the melody and everything, I was just thinking this would sound so good as a 60s number with some overlapping vocals and harmonies, like some shooby-doo-wops and stuff like that. We got the girls together and worked out the harmonies, and then Ashley came up with some really great singer choreography. That was the first time we ever used choreography in a Postmodern Jukebox video. Then I got the idea to include this guy named Stefan Zenuik, who had invented an instrument called the flamophone. You can see it in the back there. That is a baritone saxophone equipped with a flamethrower. And yeah, you can see it's just kind of like a flickering flame right now. But make no mistake, that thing can reach 6-foot flames, 8-foot flames. It's really impressive. And I saw that and I just thought, man, I got to get this in a video. So I had surprisingly few reservations about bringing a potentially dangerous musical instrument like this into the residential apartment building that I lived in. But that was just the time. This was before I knew anything about insurance or any of that stuff. I do remember that the very first note he played set off the smoke detector. So I was like, okay, let's take down the smoke detector. Problem solved. If you look over at the piano too, I like this. I have this tiny fire extinguisher. As if that could do anything. I don't think that could fight like a small kitchen fire. I don't know what I was thinking there, but I guess it did make us feel safer, maybe. So coming up right around here, I think this is the first time that Stefan really cuts loose with the flamophone. You're going to see it just kind of light up the room. That's not an illusion. It really did just light up the room like that. You could really feel the heat. Look at Adam's expression. Adam does not like being next to that flamophone. Sorry about that, Adam. Thanks for putting up with this crazy idea. Yeah, it definitely felt really hot in the room. And the poor girls, they're just doing their choreography, and they're nailing the vocal part. They were able to just tune out the craziness that was happening behind them and gave an extraordinary vocal performance. And again, you know, we do this with no autotune. We do it with no monitors, which is very difficult to, to kind of pull that off. So right here was a little breakdown that we did. Christina sings a part, then Ashley sings a part. And this arrangement has kind of endured on tour. We did this for several years on tour, where all the different BMJ members would, come and do their part and Burn. And it became something of a tour standard. We've had everybody from, Morgan James and Haley Reinhard, Ariana Savalas, Kia Victoria. So many singers have sung this arrangement. So sadly, we've never performed this live with a flamophone. Stefan, if you're watching, I want to make that happen sometime. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I guess we need a lot of outdoor space or something like that and very lenient fire codes. But I would love to do this with the flamophone live. It's kind of, you can see it's just punctuating all the different rhythms right now. And it's kind of like an analog EDM experience where you're seeing like a light show going in time with the music. But instead, it's just a saxophone shooting fire. So surprisingly, this was not the video that got me evicted from my apartment. That video was a tap dancing video. I guess the lesson to be learned in this is that if you're going to break your rules in your apartment complex, don't do it in a way that's going to upset your downstairs neighbors.